hoping this can work. So this one goes out to Jen. Thanks for coming. And if I look a little sketchy, it's because I'm in the parking lot of the preschool again, and that makes me nervous. Because I know I look like a fool. Anyway, I got your comments, and I sense a little bit of frustration for you trying to figure out who to believe or what to do. And all I can say is, I can only tell you what worked for me. And of course I believe, it's the universal truth. And that's kind of where it gets tricky, because everyone thinks what worked for them is the universal truth, And I'm sure you've done plenty of reading and research. I mean, like any woman in America, who doesn't know everything about weight loss? Let's face it, I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. But, I guess what I want to say is that, two things. You need to be ready to do it. And maybe up until now you haven't been ready. I have a good friend who has been wanting to lose weight, tried to start doing it when I did it, and the truth is, 1 year later, she weighs more because she wasn't ready. And so her efforts backfired, or became, she wasn't ready. You gotta be ready, like anything else. You gotta be ready, ready, ready. Otherwise, you're just sacrificing things, and then you feel resentful of the sacrifice, or you don't want to work that hard. You need to be ready. You need to be ready to work hard, because you can absolutely weigh 145. No problem. You can weigh that next year. I promise you. I know that that can be done. I believe that that can be done, and I know that that can be done. The only thing that holds you back is you. So, if you're ready to do it, you can do it. Whether you lose it through weight or exercise, I think some of that's personality. For my friend who's finally on board again, we'll see if it works out. For her, she had started doing what I did. I started with the food. I believe that many people eat more than they think they do. So being accountable with a food journal, I think, is invaluable. I kept the food journal daily until December, when I had more than, I got to 110, and I didn't want to lose anymore. And it's actually kind of hard for me, if I'm being that accountable and that food focused, to eat as much as I need to eat at this weight, at this point. So, but I started doing that in March, so 10 months of everyday food journaling and sticking to my calorie limit. I let myself eat whatever foods I wanted to eat, except for a few things, soda and McDonald's, just because soda is a huge empty calorie source, and it's hard for me to not want to have it. So I just eliminated that. And other than that, I let myself eat whatever I wanted, as long as I accounted for how many calories it was and it fit within my range. So there's that. I didn't start exercising until I was well on my way with the weight loss. I started exercising in the summer when I think for me, I think food is key. Can you lose weight through massive amounts of exercise? Yes, but it will take a long time. Can you maintain with just exercise? For me, yes, I can, and that's my maintenance plan, is just to exercise enough to do it. But I wouldn't have lost through just exercising. So, you're going to have to experiment and see. But I do think you could choose one or the other if you wanted to. If you're not ready to do both, you definitely don't want to overwhelm yourself. You need to do what's doable. And I think when I got halfway, I believed in myself, and I was motivated, and I knew I could keep on doing it. And that's what made me want to add on the exercise to the level I did, and I got results. Maybe the same thing could have happened if you were exercising and losing, but the thing is, to burn 500 calories a day, you're going to need to be putting out an hour a day, 7 days a week. So I just think it's easier to lose from food than exercise. You can maintain that way, though, for sure. So, but either way, I think if you started with the exercise and you saw a weight loss, but it will be slower, you'll be probably more realistically looking at a half a pound to a pound a week, whereas with food, you could be looking at 1 to 2 pounds a week, But if you started with that, maybe after you lost 10, 15 pounds, you would feel so great and motivated that you'd want to add the food in. So there's that, you know what I'm saying? Either way, I think. But I do think the food at some point does need to come into play, because everyone's fat for a reason, and you didn't get fat from sitting on the couch. That didn't help you. And you might be able to get toned from working out, and you might later be able to maintain your weight, and you might be able to lose some weight doing that, but you got fat from how much food you put in your mouth, and how much food you continue to put in your mouth. And so until everyone's ready to accept that and acknowledge that and figure out how much that is, they're not going to lose. But 40 pounds, you can do it. I think you can do, whatever you wanted to do. I did not think I would weigh 110. I've never weighed 110. I wouldn't have even dreamed of having that as a goal. Ridiculous. I've said that before. It's the truth, people. I would have been stoked, totally happy to weigh 118, 117. That'd be great. 115, fantastic. Never would have thought that this was my weight. So I say that just as the lesson learned. Don't set yourself, don't hold yourself back, because you don't know what your dream could be. So there's that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta aim high, and you gotta believe in yourself. And I think for me, once you get in the groove of weight loss and really doing it and really being accountable for your food, and you fine-tune that calories limit to the number that lets you lose, and then you add in the exercise, sky's the limit there, people. You really can do that until you reach your ideal weight. So I hope that works, and feel free to comment and let me know if you have any questions, or if you need anything from me or whatever, and keep commenting. People love to be supportive. So that's that. Check.